Richmond Hill Center for the Performing Arts, capturing excitement, capturing creativity, capturing our yesterdays and our tomorrows, our laughter and our cheers. The 2012-2013 season captured moments. Join Richmond Hill on October 17th as we welcome one of Hollywood's greatest performers, American icon Debbie Reynolds. A once-in-a-lifetime event, Debbie Reynolds shares her legendary voice and sparkling wit for one magical night. Proudly sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda and BDO. On October 19th, Steve Patterson, the star of the hit CBC radio and television program, The Debaters, brings his hilarious stand-up comedy show, This Is Not Debatable, sponsored by the Sheridan Parkway North and on richmondhill.com. Our Scotiabank Family Series begins on October 22nd with The Velveteen Rabbit, based on the classic children's book, sponsored by TMS School. Classic Albums Live presents Queen, A Night at the Opera on October 23rd. Note for note, cut for cut, experience the music of Queen live, sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda and Pace Technical Services. Known for her distinctive voice, Jennifer Warnes achieved superstardom with the duets Up Where We Belong and I've Had the Time of My Life. Her album, Famous Blue Raincoat, where she reinterpreted Leonard Cohen's greatest songs, made her a legend. See Jennifer on October 26th, sponsored by Cosmo Music and Novotel Vaughn. Tap Kids take dance to new heights on November 13th with this family-oriented show, sponsored by Hillcrest Mall and the Village of Richmond Hill BIA. On November 14th, country music star Michelle Wright brings her powerful voice and distinctive style to the center. Recently inducted into the Canadian Country Music Hall of Fame, the evening is sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda and the Richmond Hill Chamber of Commerce. The Richmond Hill Center is proud to present one of TV's most endearing comedians, Vicki Lawrence, in Vicki Lawrence and Mama, a two-woman show. A multi-talented entertainer, Vicki makes her Richmond Hill debut on November 15th, sponsored by the Sheridan Parkway and Staples. On November 24th, 8 delightful stories come to life in TheatreWorks USA's musical review, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, sponsored by Scotiabank and Baton Rouge, Thornhill and Vaughan. On November 27th, the Center continues its presentation of the complete Wingfield cycle with the second hilarious installment, Wingfield's Progress, sponsored by the Sheridan Parkway and Richmond Hill Retirement Residence. Celebrate the holiday season with country music star Jason McCoy in his interactive show, The Perfect Gift. Share the spirit of the season on December 22nd, sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda and Bonnie and Daniel Wan. The Richmond Hill Center follows up last year's wildly successful New Year's Eve celebration by transforming York Region's largest stage into the area's premier dance floor. Come dance your way into the new year with the RHCPA. 2013 begins with Canadian virtuoso pianist and multiple award winner Lucille Chung on January 15th, sponsored by Cosmo Music and RBC Royal Bank. Stroll down memory lane on January 25th with the timeless music of America. With hits like A Horse with No Name and Sister Golden Hair, America has spent 4 decades thrilling audiences around the world. Sponsored by Cosmo Music and TMS School. On February 4th, Martha Speaks comes to our stage. Based on the popular children's books, this doggone funny musical will delight children of all ages. Sponsored by Scotiabank and Two Moms Baked Goods. Our Classic Albums Live series continues on February 15th with Supertramp's Breakfast in America, featuring the hit singles The Logical Song and Goodbye Stranger, sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda and Hillcrest Mall. On March 1st, the Richmond Hill Center proudly welcomes rock photographer Ethan Russell, the only person to shoot album covers for the Beatles, Rolling Stones, and The Who. Ethan Russell will take you on a journey through rock and roll's golden era. Proudly sponsored by RBC Royal Bank and the Village of Richmond Hill BIA. How's that type? Hens on strike? Who ever heard of such a thing? Based on the children's book, the new musical Click Clack Moo comes to town on March 5th, sponsored by Scotiabank and Bonnie and Daniel Wan. Founded in 1998 and made up of some of our country's greatest young musicians, the Toronto Jazz Orchestra makes an appearance on March 7th. Sponsored by Cosmo Music and Oak Ridge's retirement community. Canadian folk singer and Juno Award winner Valdi brings his distinctive brand of music to our stage on March 9th. Best remembered for Play Me a Rock and Roll Song, Valdi is proudly sponsored by Chartwell Classic Valley Vista and West Photo. The Scotiabank Family Series concludes on March 16th with the Berenstain Bears live in Family Matters the Musical, sponsored by TMS School. Canadian classic rock icon David Wilcox makes his Richmond Hill debut on March 28th. With such classics as Bad Apple and Do the Bearcat, this legendary performer is sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda and Expedia Cruise Ship Centers. On April 11th, all eyes will be on Richmond Hill as we proudly present Boyz II Men, the most successful R&B group of all time. Boyz II Men bring their patented harmonies for an evening not soon to be forgotten. Sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda and Bonnie and Daniel Wan. Our Classic Albums Live series concludes on April 17th with AC/DC's Back in Black. One of music's most legendary albums, it includes such hits as You Shook Me All Night Long and Hell's Bells. Sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda and Baton Rouge. The 2012-2013 season wraps up on May 9th with Broadway diva Betty Buckley. Known for her role on the hit show 8 is Enough, Betty Buckley has spent her career creating memorable characters, both on stage and on screen. Sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda and Hillcrest Mall. The Richmond Hill Center for the Performing Arts 2012-2013 season. Spend some time with us and capture the moments that make life important.
When you stop, height. Look at that.